These videos only happen because of the support and help from our sponsors. Support the companies that support us.
Welcome to Bike World. We are in northern Italy, in Modena. It is one of my favourite tracks up here. It is lovely. But more importantly, we are here to test the new Bimota H2 Tesi. If you didn't know, Bimota is partly owned by Kawasaki, so they own 49.9% of Bimota. So essentially, take the best bits of Kawasaki, wrap that in some Italian exotica, and you've got an awesome bike. So we start off with a supercharged Kawasaki H2, which we love, and then we put a Tesi front end in it, billet aluminium swinging arm, carbon bodywork, reduce the weight massively, and come to a racetrack. Today, it's going to be a good day. So we've got a slightly damp track and 230 horsepower. So yeah, let's see how that goes, eh? Now it's pretty late in the day, so we're just going to go for a few steady laps. But again, this is this beautiful partnership between Bimota and Kawasaki. So Bimota went, right, well, what's the best engine you've got? The Kawasaki obviously produced the most powerful engine, which is the supercharged H2 engine, which is what we have here. And then Bimota got the H2 engine, bolted the hub steering Tesi front end to one end of the engine, a beautiful billet swinging arm to the back end, covered it in carbon bodywork, made it considerably lighter, and this is what we have. I mean, this tack is like extremely tight, and if we was to do something like this on a standard H2, it would be a nightmare. The power is the same because the H2 is Euro 4. So Bimota can't really change the fueling, they can't change the clocks, they can't change the exhaust. Power is what it is, which is colossal power anyway. But what they can do is put their unique chassis on it. Oh, you dumpster! That is just so fast. What they can do is put this unique front end. Now what the front end does, this Tesi front end, it stops fork dive. There is no fork dive like a conventional fork. Like when I brake, that's it. It's there's no fork dive, so that means I can brake a little bit later because the back doesn't lift. So the whole ABS system on this bike is completely different to the H2 because it's been recalibrated.
Recalibrated because the rear doesn't lift. And the traction and rider aids are the same. But again, they had to be recalibrated because it's lighter and accelerates faster. I mean, the only downside is it's £60,000. 60 grand. That is a lot of money. But what an experience. I mean, we only just had a little tickle around then because it's late in the day and we've got cold tyres, but what a bike.
Don't worry, the guys at Bike World haven't actually moved me to Italy. I know it seems like I live here in Italy and I do enjoy the country and I do enjoy the bikes, but sorry Chris, this is another one that maybe you should have had a play with. What a machine. I mean, just look at it. Yes, it's £60,000, but look at it. I mean, you'd have that in your living room instead of the TV, although that would be a £60,000 TV, which is quite expensive. Essentially, Bimota is now have a share by Kawasaki, which is 49.9%, so they just earn a little bit less. And that partnership means that Bimota have got access to a massive closet of awesome stuff. So can you imagine being Bimota and going to Kawasaki and going, yeah, I'd like an engine. Yeah, I'd like your supercharged one. That one that took years of development. That one's that's 300 kilometres an hour and over 200 brake. Yeah, I'll have that engine and I'll have your rider aids and I'll have your switchgear and I'll have your exhaust and I don't have to bother with any of that Euro 4 stuff because you guys have already done it. So thanks very much, Kawasaki. Thanks for doing all the work. Now we're going to take all that, take it back to Italy, and we're going to put some Italian flair and some Bimota technology on it. And that's what they've done. I mean, how great is that? To get the world's fastest engine, give it to leading design and engineers here in Italy, and produce this. It is stunning. We've had the opportunity to just tickle this bike today. We've not really had the opportunity to absolutely go absolutely balls out. But what's impressive is the stability, the lightness. There's a massive reduction in weight. Everything is carbon fibre, the subframe, everything is carbon fibre made here in Italy. And with the unique front end, you don't get that massive fork transition and massive fork dive. So the bike's much more stable when you're braking in a straight line. So you don't have the back coming round and weaving everywhere because there's still weight on the back end. It's interesting when you're riding the bike because you haven't got that change in the rake and trail like you would on a bike with conventional forks, but you've still got feeling on the front. It's not like a rigid front end that doesn't give you any feeling. You do have feeling, but the power is still immense. It is absolutely colossal. Around this small track on the straight, you do get a feeling of that, but in some places it's a bit like trying to fly a fighter jet through a supermarket. It's just a bit too tight and a bit too twisty, but we've had tremendous fun. I mean, I just can't compliment Bimota enough for just going, do you know what? Let's take the world's best engine and do what we want with it and just do this. It's just unbelievable. I've had such fun. But what we really need to do is get this on a faster track. So I'm going to have a word with the guys from Bimota and see if we can take it to somewhere like Silverstone or Mugello. I think me and Chris need a day on this just to get it perfect.